5 big Disney princess family secrets. Frozen. Apparently, Elsa and Anna shared with Rapunzel more than just the royal title. It was an even stronger bond. What would you think if we told you that Elsa, Anna, and Rapunzel are cousins? And it's not a joke. Apparently, Rapunzel's mother was the sister of Elsa and Anna's mother, both married with kings of different regions, and when they had their daughters, both Elsa and Rapunzel were born with supernatural powers. While the imposing Elsa could control the ice, Rapunzel had the enviable power to heal and rejuvenate with her very long hair. Everything is in their DNA. Such good genes. But all that joy fell apart when Elsa's father saw that his niece was kidnapped because of her powers, and then decided to lock up his daughter for her own good. Years later, when Eugene and Rapunzel were getting married, they invited their closest relatives, and who better to be there than their beloved uncles? This is how the kings of Arendelle set out in a huge boat to their niece's wedding, but never reached their destination because their ship sank to the bottom of the sea. After the wedding of the Tangled characters, the newlyweds attend the coronation of Elsa, and we can corroborate this in a Frozen scene when they appear close to Anna. Now that we know this valuable family secret, we already know that they went, not only because they were from a neighboring kingdom, but because of the family bond that ties them together. Tarzan. Do you remember that Elsa and Anna's parents were never heard from again after their boat sank? Don't worry, they did not die, at least not at sea. On the contrary, although they roamed for months at sea, they did not waste time and conceived a beautiful son. A few days after the birth of their child, their boat sank, but they managed to escape after fleeing in an emergency boat and got dragged by a strong current to a tropical island. Uncommunicated, lost, and thousands of miles away from any city, the couple decided to stay there until their son grew a little bit more. They built a small house and lived quietly without making any noise, so as to not attract wild beasts. But the happiness of the family became mourning when the kings of Arendelle were slaughtered fiercely by a leopard. The little baby was the only survivor of the brutal attack. He was saved and raised by gorillas in the jungle. What's the name of this brave little man? Tarzan. The Little Mermaid. Aside from the fact that Ariel was the one who found the sunken ship at the bottom of the sea where the kings of Arendelle sailed, there is a secret even more important than any other about her. Hercules is her uncle. You didn't see that coming, right? But it's totally credible. Let's build a mini family tree. If Ariel is the daughter of Triton, Triton is the son of Poseidon. Poseidon is the brother of Zeus. Zeus is the father of Hercules. Then Hercules would be Ariel's uncle. Problem solved. Beauty and the Beast. There's no forgetting Beauty and the Beast, that magnificent story in which a beautiful young woman manages to discover all the hidden qualities that an enchanted prince had after enormous amounts of hair. Despite his terrifying appearance, Belle manages to fall in love with the complicated beast. But doesn't that story sound familiar? So much so that you would think you've even seen it in a more modern version and in another context? Okay, we'll give you a clue. Do you remember any other Disney character that falls in love with a rude jungle man who, while he did not have as much hair as the beast, had all the same wild behavior? Exactly. It is the beautiful couple formed by Jane and Tarzan. And Jane is not just any girl. Of course not. She is nothing more and nothing less than the granddaughter of one of Disney's most beloved couples, Beauty and the Beast. Just like we said, look at her well. Those huge eyes, that beautiful brown hair, and that upturned nose and full lips. She's identical to Belle. And, as if that were not enough, Jane and Belle's clothes are very similar. Both love the yellow color, and their dresses had to be as identical as possible. If this is not enough for you, in a scene from the Tarzan movie, you can see how a gorilla is playing with the utensils of Jane's camp, and you can see perfectly the tea set that Belle had. The teapot and the small cups, including one of them chipped like the other movie. Is that a family inheritance? Snow White. Did you know that the stories of Snow White and Tangled have a very important character in common? No, it's not remotely close to the effeminate Snow White prince. It's their villains. Apparently, Gothel and the evil queen are the same ruthless and heartless person. Don't you believe it? For example, the evil stepmother gives her faithful servant a dagger to take Snow White's heart out, very similar to Gothel in Tangled. Also, both are obsessed by their beauty and to maintain it at all costs their eternal youth. And if this were not enough, in the end of the Tangled plot, when Gothel becomes a horrifying old woman, it's almost as equal to the decrepit version of the evil queen in Snow White. Both characters are so evil that they do not know limits to getting what they want, but in the end, they are punished in the worst way possible: death. If you were also surprised with these 5 great Disney princesses' family secrets, like it, subscribe to it, and activate notifications so you don't miss a single video. Until next time.